Hello, family of light. I am Story DJ, and I am going to speak today. My higher self, which is me, would like to speak. Coming to you from Galactic New Earth, or Earth 3, you may want to call it. It's beyond the fifth dimension. Timelines beyond the fifth dimension, beyond the regular New Earth, and into the Galactic New Earth and Earth 3 are kind of different timelines that you go to as you progress through your ascension process. Okay, so I've been guided today from my higher self, from my universe, from my higher selves, to speak today about connecting with your higher self. Now, when you fully physically ascend to the new Earth timelines, a physical ascension means that you've raised your vibration of your physical vessel and activated your light bodies. There are 4 that I've activated thus far, and I'm sure there's more layered on top of each other. And when I say 4, they're not different as in separate from me, but they're just more layers, or more inner layers, more so than outer layers, if that makes sense. I'm activating deeper and deeper light into the core of my physical vessel, and that is the key to physical ascension. The conscious ascension is where you wake up, have a spiritual awakening or some sort of an awakening, and then your consciousness elevates outside of 3D and 4D and into 5D, 6D, and beyond. Your consciousness can, once it hits the 5th dimensional consciousness, you can go from there all the way to source consciousness. But to get your physical vessel to fully walking on new Earth timelines, you have to raise the vibration of your vessel. That includes making some changes in your life, usually, and I didn't know it at the time. I was just following my guidance from my higher self. Used to, my higher self would be outside of me in my energy field. It was still part of me, but it wasn't embodied. Now my higher selves, and there are many, I don't even know how many, I couldn't count. There's a new aspect being integrated in very often, if not daily or multiple times a day. So it's a never-ending integration process, but at a certain point you've integrated enough of your higher selves into your vessel that you have kind of an implosion within, and you activate etheric, plasma, crystalline, infinite light body layers. That's the star human DNA, crystalline DNA, and cellular structures. So in order to raise the vibration of your physical vessel, you have to activate a certain light quota, a certain amount of light and crystallinity in your physical vessel for it to be able to hold the frequencies of new Earth timelines and beyond, the dimensions beyond that. So the changes that I was guided to make to assist this process were, first, changes in of consciousness, of course, and then after that I became guided to change my diet. I went from eating like every other American, I would say, just regular human food, and I did eat meat and cheese and junk food and all that kind of stuff when I first woke up. But I was guided some years after my awakening and my and my journey through the Ascension process to go vegan. And that was a process. It did not happen overnight, but it did happen very rapidly, because once I kept doubting that had to be the way that it had to be done. I kept, my human part of my aspect kept thinking that I could still keep eating things that I enjoyed so much that were so not good for my body. So it took a little while. It took a good, probably a year of going back and forth with being vegetarian, not being vegetarian. I kept testing it out to see if that was really the way to raise the vibration of my physical vessel. And of course I should have known that it was, because why would my higher self guide me to do something that wasn't absolutely necessary in the Ascension process? It just wouldn't happen. But our human part of ourself, ego you could call it, or lower consciousness part of ourselves, as we progress, will doubt the communication of your higher self until it is fully embodied. Once the higher self is fully embodied, you don't doubt it anymore. Your higher selves are in control, if you will. And I don't really like to use the word. Let's change that. Not control. Are embodied and fully proactive in your life. So there's no guesswork. There's no there's not much human aspect left. You have graduated out of being human and into a fully ascended master star being, crystalline celestial star being. And part of the process began dietary changes some years ago. Vegetarian. I went vegetarian, had some successes with that, as in looking better, feeling better, and gaining more, raising my consciousness. It helped me raise my consciousness considerably. Helped me strengthen the connection to universal consciousness, to source, to all the knowledge and wisdom that is needed. And the reason why clearing your body of density, which is low vibrational foods and substances or toxins or habits, things like that, is because it assists your vessel to become more crystalline. And when you become crystalline, infinite cellular structure out of carbon-based, when you evolve out of carbon-based cellular structure, you become a receiver and transmitter for light, stellar radiance, light activations. You become a light bearer, a holder of light. And that is what's needed to bring your vessel into the higher realms. You cannot stay in a low vibrational physical vessel and walk on new earth. It's impossible. And what would be the purpose of it? It would be just like being in 3D. If you're going to continue to do all the things that made you human, all the mistakes, all the things that you did to your vessel that were not in alignment with your soul embodiment or your light body activations, it would be pointless to think that you could bring that vessel that was so human and so dense, full of such denseness, not enough light, carbon-based, into crystallinity. In order for it to do that, things have to change. You have to let go of the things that you once thought were necessary, like meat, or like, well, I never smoked cigarettes, but cigarettes, alcohol, meat, junk food with toxins, fluoride, things that are very dense and heavy are not in any way going to assist you in creating a light body. In fact, they're going to do the opposite. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't have a conscious ascension where your consciousness is ascended past 3D and 4D. Obviously, most of the people that would be connecting to this video, your consciousness is not in 3D or 4D anymore, or you would probably not have ever been able to resonate to find this video. But in order, what my intentions here are is to assist others, guide others, enlighten others as to the path that I was guided to take to get to the Galactic New Earth timelines. And that involved a lot of change and a lot of layers peeling away and a lot of different things. And there are a lot of different people, beings who are here who have different versions of how they their path that they took. But a lot of them, I would think most of the people that are in the highest, the actual ascended masters who are actually walking in a light body, an ascended vessel now, are in agreement with a lot of things. That's not to say that if you're a meat eater right now, that is not what you're supposed to be doing right now. If you're guided to, for whatever reason, just if you're resonating with meat or things that are toxin like cigarettes, alcohol, and things like that, if you're resonating towards those, look at it this way. This is a perspective that you may like to consider, that those are probably not guidance from your higher self. That is probably old programming, guidance, or it's basically programs. I wouldn't say it's guidance. It's part of your human aspect that is desiring those things, because those things are not, obviously by now most everyone is conscious enough to know that those things are harmful to your body. Fluoride, toxins, chemicals, additives, GMOs, meat. As much as I hate to keep saying that, excuse me, I don't like the word hate. As much as I don't wish that I could tell you that that meat would help you to get here, because it's a big controversial topic, and usually get a lot of people who get upset and angry at me whenever I tell them that losing the meat is going to be necessary. It may not be necessary right now in your path. I am a little bit ahead of, I don't want to say ahead of everybody, but when you're in Galactic New Earth timelines, I am coming from the future. So your higher self will be your future self. Our higher selves are our future self. Our higher selves are so far ahead of us that they know that's how the guidance is so easy, because they've already experienced everything that we're experiencing now. They know the right things to do because they've already done it. If that makes any sense. I know that's not logical, but we are not logical on New Earth. There's no logic involved in living on Galactic New Earth. So, our future selves are our higher selves. Our higher selves are guiding us from the future. So, in the future, we've already ascended. Even no matter how far along you are now in your path, there's a future version of you, most likely, unless you've merged with your higher self. And I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. If you're not fully embodying your higher self and walking the Earth timelines, then your higher self is a future version of you that's trying to bring you into the future so that you can integrate, merge, and become embodied with your higher self, so that you have all the wisdom and the knowledge and the immediate access to all the answers. To, you won't really have any questions. I wouldn't say there's questions here. When you get to New Earth, you don't really have questions about anything. We kind of know as we go. It's a good way to put it. I know as I go. I don't sit around and ponder questions about any aspect of my existence, because I just know. I just know. And if I don't know in each moment, I will know as I need to know. And I don't have to worry about the expectations of the future, because I'm being guided and fully embodied by my higher self. Okay, so if you are fully embodied in your higher self, you are, well, that's where I'm at. My higher self is fully embodied as when I ascended into the 5th dimension and beyond. So I'm coming to you. If you are not walking on Galactic Earth and fully embodying your higher self yet, I am coming to you from your future self. Our future selves are speaking through me to you, or are me speaking to you, reminding you, to helping you remember the path to fully ascend in your physical vessel. Because if you are on the earth incarnated at this time, you knew about Ascension before you incarnated. You agreed to participate in the Ascension process and to fully ascend. Where you are in that process, everyone's different. Everyone has a slightly different path. But those of us who are here, and there are many of us who are on Galactic New Earth timelines, who are here to assist others, to help our family of light remember the things they need to remember in order to make the transcendence out of the 3D and 4D timelines, so that you can fully walk on New Earth with us. And that is one of the goals of my videos that I've been guided to bring forward and put on YouTube, to hopefully connect with others and bring you some confirmations of things you may have been experiencing, or I will say shed some light, share some light with you. Light activations as I speak, light encodements as I speak, as you hear my voice, as you see my videos, I'm sharing light with you. I'm sharing light from the Galactic New Earth timelines into your vessel, and these will assist you as well. My intention is to, like I said, to bring forth a remembrance in you, to help you remember how to fully ascend in your physical vessel, so that you can be here too. Now, why would you want to ascend? Obviously, if you're watching this video, you're interested in the New Earth timelines, the New Earth energies and light and experiences. New Earth is completely different than your life prior to that. We don't experience pain here. We don't experience lack. We kind of exist by the seat of our pants, if you will. We just know that everything that we need, want and need to exist here will just magically come to us. It will magically just happen. There is no, like I said, there's no lack. It's all abundance. And in order for me to be able to do what I do, to be able to share these informations with you, I have dedicated and committed my entire existence for many years towards this process, to be a way shower, a Stargate keeper, a grid keeper, and an ascended master, so that I could get to Galactic New Earth, get to New Earth, Galactic New Earth, and all 5th dimension, 6th dimension, 13th dimension, 22nd dimension, and beyond. So I could experience those, hold the energy while still standing on Earth with my feet on the planet in a physical sense. I may not be on the Earth you're on, but I am on Earth. There are more than one. And to be able to reach out to those souls who are ready to transcend and transcend their human experience into the ascended timelines, into the higher timelines. Those souls who are ready to make that big quantum jump and rebirth into the higher realms. Here I am spirit. Let me describe it. Okay, I see things like, you know how when you're in 3D and 4D and you have opened your pineal gland and you see into other dimensions that are not physical. They are very etheric. Well, here in the Galactic New Earth timelines, I am spirit. So I experience the physical reality as if it's a faint, shadowy, almost non-existent dimension. It's like a dream, a lucid dream. It's very psychedelic. For those of you, probably many of you have experimented or still do experiment and use psychedelics. I know it's a big part of a lot of people's journey, was to experience the psychedelics as a tool to open you up consciously to those experiences. Well, once you get to Galactic New Earth, there's no need for psychedelics anymore. In fact, that is just doesn't really work here. We exist in a very psychedelic realm almost, where reality is very fluid, very bendable. Things appear, disappear. Everything reacts to your thoughts. Things materialize. As we have ascended, we have become masters of our own thoughts and shed all thought that was humanness, so that we would not be creating our fears, anxieties, worries, or doubts, because we don't have them in the Galactic New Earth timelines. We have released all of the lower conscious programming, is one way to put it. Lower conscious human programming, and released and cleared all of our karma and subconscious fears. So, because in order to become a full source, pure source creator being, you cannot hold on to judgment, fear, anxiety, lack, worry, doubt. Those things are not part of our existence here anymore. We have released them and dissolved those out of our energy field and out of our cellular memory, so that we can exist here in a pure state of bliss and happiness and joy. And it's like this 24 hours a day. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. It's nothing like the lower realms at all. It's everything that you thought it was going to be and more. Because when you get here, there's a calm peace to everything. Everything just works smoothly. Nothing works against you. Everything works for you. Everything is benevolent. And those who do are making the transition from 4D into the fifth dimension in their physical vessel are the only beings I've seen thus far who've made the full transition are ones who have dedicated their entire existence at this point on Earth to be in service to others, service to humanity, meaning that your life takes on a very important purpose for being a light holder, a light bearer, a light activator, a light tuner to help assist to attune others to the right frequencies and the right light quota so that they can release their human aspects and ascend and send their physical vessel as well. It is a process. It is not something that you can really avoid if you're on Earth right now, because that's what the Earth is doing. It is ascending. It is raising its vibrational frequencies. And it is, there are still, of course, there's still 3D and 4D timelines active, but 3D and 4D is gone, except for there's still those who are in those timelines who are holding that frequency so they can finish playing out their existence there in whatever way that their soul chose to. But the fifth dimension and the realities beyond that are all available. There is an ascended version of everyone on the planet already in the fifth dimension, if that makes any sense. So there is a part of you that's already ascended. So to quantum jump, to shift, to rebirth, to transcend into your higher version of yourself, all you have to do is raise your frequency of your vessel, not just your consciousness, your actual body. The frequency, the vibration, the light quota has to raise up and become crystalline enough to shift, merge into the timelines, into the version of yourself, into your higher self, which is in the fifth dimension and beyond. So it's easily doable, but you have to commit to it, and you have to put it a priority in your life, that is what your soul is ready to do. And of course your soul is ready to get out of 3D and 4D and those karmic timelines and suffering and pain, sickness, disease, failed relationships, material things. Those timelines are going to no longer exist. So in order to, I've got it to give you some tips to help you activate your light body. That would be, let's see, first, get in the sun as much as possible. If you live somewhere where there's not a lot of sunshine, get vitamin D. It's your next best thing, and get in the sun as much as possible. Like in 3D and 4D, we were guided not to get in the sun. It would cause cancer, cause skin damage, cause all these problems with staying out in the sun too much. It came with warnings, like a pack of cigarettes came with warnings. It might cause cancer, or blah blah blah. But in the fifth dimension and beyond, that everything is the opposite. You have to keep that in mind, or keep that in your heart, that it is the opposite in the fifth dimension. In the fifth dimension, you need the sun. You need the sun on your cells, on your skin, to activate your light body. Doesn't that make so much sense? Of course it does. Now there is a crystalline grid that is activated on Earth now. It's been activated for quite some time, and connecting to the crystalline grid of Earth will also help activate your crystalline infinite DNA and your light body. But the best way to go about it is to become obsessed, become proactive, and do not just one thing, but do many things to assist your soul in becoming embodied in your vessel so that you can rebirth into the higher timelines of the ascended earth. Like I said, the sun, getting in the sun as much as possible. At least 15-20 minutes a day. If you can't do that, get vitamin D, D3. Also, superfoods are a big part of the transition and the transition and purification process in order to raise your body. Your body has a lot of toxins, free radicals, old cellular memory, karmic memory from your Akash on the chemical layer of your DNA and your cellular structure as it's trying to shift from carbon to crystalline. It assists your vessel so much. I cannot stress this enough for you to assist in the purification process. So that would mean doing detoxes, fasts, taking superfoods like spirulina, chlorella. There are many others. Bee pollen, phytoplankton is another wonderful one. But there are many. You can look online for bulk powders of superfoods to take, and those that assist in detoxing heavy metals out of your vessel, free radicals, anything along those lines. And don't just do it. You can't just do it for a week and expect that a lifetime's worth of toxins are going to be removed from your vessel in just a week's time. It's going to be something that you have to do for some months. I started a year and a half ago and I'm still doing it because I'm still guided to do it. And it's assisting my body so much. The changes in my cellular structure, the way I felt when I first started taking them, it helped me. I mean, it literally helped me shift the vibration of my body so rapidly. You would be amazed. I can't stress enough that how exciting the superfood is, and I'm not promoting any particular brand or anything like that, but use your intuition and get online, get on Amazon and order some bulk powders of superfoods. Spirulina is one of the first ones I started with, but there are many more that you can choose. And we're not going for, I had someone tell me the other day, and I have to laugh, not laughing at the individual, but laughing at the unconscious programming. She told me that she was not guided to use or to consume superfoods because she didn't like the way they taste. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not promoting them for any reason other than for your beautiful light body souls. Okay, who cares what it tastes like? Get it in you. You're gonna have to change your taste a little bit about what tastes good. If you weren't previously a big fruit and vegetable eater, become one really quick, because live foods, when I say live foods, I think everybody knows what I mean. Fruits and vegetables are still alive and carry high amounts of nutrients and life force when you consume them. There's no empty calories in there, especially if it's raw. The more raw you can eat, the better off you are. I do, like, this is for myself, I choose to do probably like 80 to 90% raw vegan diet. And that has helped considerably, and I've been doing that for probably about a year now. And during those times when I started doing the raw vegan diet and taking the superfoods, my vibration in my physical vessel raised so much. I can't even begin to tell you how important it is to consider shifting to doing more things to help your vessel ascend. You will be very happy that you did, because if you have any health problems or denseness that you're trying to release, this is the way to get it out of your cellular memory. Like if you're still holding on to some sickness or disease from the third dimension or fourth dimension from your life there, any physical health problems, this is the way to release it from your cellular memory. You have to flush all of that out, all that denseness out somehow or another. I mean, you can wait until the process happens over ever how many years it takes, or you can go ahead and assist your body in doing it. That way I don't experience sickness or disease or even pain in the fifth dimension in the new earth timelines. Let's see, another way to help raise the vibrational frequency of your vessel. Take a lot of herbal supplements as well. Absolutely no toxins in the body. Vegan diet. The only cooked foods I do eat would be let's see, like whole grains, farro or quinoa, things like that. Every once in a while, some vegan chips or something, crackers or something like that, every once in a while. But stuff that is organic and 100% vegan is always the choice. Not because and it's not about, yes, I love animals and I don't want to eat them anymore, but it's not about an animal rights thing issue. It's about my soul trying to embody this vessel, and it can't do it. My higher selves cannot match my frequency if I'm carrying a lot of denseness and eating dead animals, eating or consuming large amounts of toxins, smoking, drinking, doing drugs, eating lots of junk food or fast food. No. It keeps the vibration of my vessel. My consciousness could still be high. I could still do all of those things and still have a very high consciousness, yes, because I did for years. But at a certain point, it goes way beyond a conscious ascension, and your vessel needs to match your consciousness. And this is the path to raising your vessel's consciousness, is to purify it, fast, detox, transform that physical vessel into a light body. Feed your light body. It wants live foods. It wants fresh foods. It wants healthy foods. It's only your human that wants junk, that wants toxins, that wants dead things to eat. That's your human unconscious programming that you can, if you resonate with what I'm saying. And I'm not judging anyone who does any of those things. Please don't take it that way, because I did all of that. I am simply guiding and assisting you to remember that those things are not going to assist your physical vessel to stay on the planet. If you're choosing to not ascend and to leave physicality, to drop your physical vessel, to die a human death, that's the way to do it, is to do those things. Smoking, drinking, eating meat, consuming toxins of any kind, doing drugs. That's how you kill your vessel. That's how you die a physical death. That's how you catch disease and illnesses. The way to not do that and ascend would be to do the opposite of that. Like I said, everything in the fifth dimension and beyond is the opposite of what it was in the third and fourth dimension. Now, also, here's one thing that may also inspire you to. there's a period of time, a transition period, where you need to detox and deep cleanse, purify your vessel to activate your light bodies. There are more than one layer to assist in that process. And those things that I listed are part of that process. Now, after you become fully detoxed, cleansed, and activated, and into the new earth timelines, and your vessel is fully ascended, your physical body is fully ascended out of carbon-based molecules into crystalline structures, then you can become, you are becoming a star human, a crystalline celestial being, and you don't have to be quite so strict. Well, I shouldn't say that, because you still have to be, I don't call it strict, that sounds restrictive. You don't have to be quite so conscious about every little thing that you put in your vessel. You can have a little bit of leeway there, but by then you have changed your entire cellular memory, and you don't desire those things anymore. Once you become crystalline, you don't desire the things that you once did to eat. So it's not a suffering thing. It's not like, oh, I gotta stop eating this, or stop drinking this, or stop doing drugs, or stop smoking cigarettes, or stop doing this, that, whatever. Yes, you do need to assist. You don't need to. I am recommending that you do if you want to assist your soul and your higher selves and your vessel to fully ascend, so it can walk in the fifth dimension, so that it does not suffer anymore, and releases all that karma, and releases all that karmic cellular memories that that are keeping you in a state of suffering, or a state, non-ascended state, unconscious state, or still holding unconscious programming. Now, a lot of very high conscious beings, beautiful souls in the collectives, have a very high consciousness, but what a lot of them don't realize is that they still hold unconscious programming. That means they have not fully embodied their higher self yet, and they're getting their higher self communication confused with the lower consciousness programming. It's like they may get many messages or input from their higher self, but when they slip back into the unconscious programming, they are getting, their human aspect is in charge again, and they're getting the communication and guidance and information from their human aspect, not their higher self any longer. And that is something that confused me for a while during the process too. I'm like, well, I'm thinking, okay, I'm highly conscious, and I know this knowledge, or am guiding others. What I didn't realize is that I still had human unconscious programming, human aspects to release. So as soon as I realized that I had to get rid of all human aspect of myself and become not human anymore, I don't even recognize myself from who I used to be to who I am now. Everything in my whole life has changed for the better. I'm happy, blissful. Every day is beautiful, and getting more and more beautiful as I go, as I learn how to create my own reality in the best way possible. I'm still learning as I go as well. But what I do know, I am guided to share with my family of light, with my soul family, with the people on Facebook, with people on YouTube, whoever will be resonating with my videos, in hopes that something that I'm guiding helps you be able to remember how you can assist yourself to ascend. and understand that your higher self is your future self, and it communicates a lot of times through feelings. Like, feel my words. Do they feel true to your soul, or do they cause your human programming or your human aspect to get upset and be like, oh no, I don't have to do those things to ascend. I don't have to do that. I don't need to make any changes. I can keep doing things like I'm doing it. Yes, you can do that. You can do whatever you want, whatever you're guided to do. What I'm doing is trying to assist those who are ready to transcend their human experience and come up here on Galactic New Earth, where the weather is beautiful, the souls are beautiful, the whole reality is bliss and magical. And I don't know why anyone would not want to be here, but maybe you don't. But if you do, also I'd like to add, you can find me on Facebook, Story DJ Day. I'll put it in the description below. I do light sessions, light activations to help realign you with your remembrance of what you need to do. I help activate light within you so that you can embody and integrate your higher self, and many, many other things. I'm here to assist you, anyone that needs help. And thank you for listening. And my name is Story DJ Day, and love bombs and light rays to you, soul family and light family. Aya Akashe, Akarawa, Shro and Laru, Fei Ray, Akashe, Aya, Yai Maru. Bye bye.